Following footsteps, unlighted room, feeling the cold, feeling the gloom. Voices are speaking, in an uncanny way. Bodies unkept, horrible display. Good afternoon and welcome to the Sunday Spin. I'm Vinny G, and as always on Sunday, I'm joined by my partner in crime, the big dog, Big G. Greno, how are you?
Vinny, you're looking fantastic. I love your look, and I'm feeling great for a Sunday. 62 degrees here in Colorado Springs, and I think it's been a while since it's been over like 50 on any Sunday Spin. So, and look at you. You look all springtime, Vinny.
85 degrees, just back from ball practice. Couldn't be happier. But I am very, very excited to have the following gentleman on our show. Means a whole lot to me, G. Take it away.
Oh, my gosh. This guy, the original AD, first of all, okay? Anthony Davis, just a wonderful musician. This guy can play any kind of guitar. He's a mean-ass bass player, too. Don't let it go for a second. Also the lead frontman in a groovy Colorado Springs band called Hitbone. And he's also one of our musical friends that we've been working with all these years. In fact, that opening track there, Vinny, Stair Step to Abandon by the Skinny Mulligans, features Mr. Anthony Davis. Anthony, how are you?
I'm doing great, Glenn. Vinny, it's great to see you guys. Really is. We got a lot of history between us, you know. So I'm just really honored that you decided to, have me as one of your guests.
Absolutely, man. We're so pumped.
Well, the pleasure's all ours, obviously.
Yeah, and I remember laying
so
that
Anthony,
track, for the song, Stair Step to Abandon.
Yeah, what do you remember about it? Let's start there. Yeah, absolutely. Skinny Mulligans, really the first Skinny Mulligans tune, if I'm not mistaken, right, G?
Absolutely.
Where it all began.
I remember you asking me to lay some guitar, some leads on there, and that's something that especially meeting Glenn and building a friendship. Kevin Channel, he asked me to put some guitar down the one time he was in town.
Yes, the Lemon Limes. Thanks for mentioning that. Yeah. Shout out to Kevin and Grooves Records.
Right?
Yes, sir. Thank you for saying that. Yeah.
So that was really cool. I mean, I'd never been asked to, hey, can you put guitar on this? Like, okay. So, yeah.
The thing I find that's so cool about it is it basically dots Colorado Springs back to Poway. Anthony, that was an old song by my band Outrage, recorded, I don't know, back in 85, 86.
Wow.
So to re-record that, basically, 15, 20 years later, out in Colorado Springs with, a 64 legend in Vinny G. And did Mark play on that too, Vinny? Or
no, he didn't. It was only the three of us.
Okay, well, even better.
Yeah, if I recall, Anthony did dub lead guitar. I played bass and guitar at the originals. The interesting thing, and I know both of you guys know this, but we actually released that single, and people do still talk about it today, which, I'm humbled and grateful for. But I didn't even know Anthony at the time. I'd never met him face to face.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. The first time we did play together, from my standpoint, it was a match made in heaven.
Right.
He's the most sympathetic guitar player that I've ever been in association with in a two guitar band. And I haven't had a whole lot of experience with him. So I really do want to thank you for that, Anthony.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Well, it's the truth. Honor. And, one thing we didn't mention is you have a great rock and roll voice, too.
Yeah.
I love your vocals. Yeah.
Yep. Great friend.
Wow. I'm not as confident about my vocals as I am with my guitar playing sometimes, Yeah.
I think any of us are.
It's a trade-off, brother. Well, one thing I want to ask you guys, or Anthony, I'm sorry, did I cut you off, brother?
No.
Okay. Is Vinny, you had mentioned, and a lot of folks don't know this. You guys were guitar, brothers in the Neverness hoax. Talk about working together and working out parts. And I mean, because you guys didn't just play the same thing. You guys were always doing interlocking things that were interesting and fun. And talk about working together back then. What, 2013? So a little bit after the Mulligans, maybe a couple of years.
Indeed. And I appreciate you saying all those things, Greta, because that's exactly what I was trying to say earlier about his sympathy as a guitar player.
Yeah.
We very, very well. We knew our roles. And there's creative room. So the two guitars sounds like much more and so complementary. And I have to say that's all on Anthony. It really is. He's amazing. And his lead guitar skills, I mean, his creative ideas, everything he's coming up with, he's a complete musician. And I'm humbled to work with the man.
Thanks, Vinny.
So, yeah, thank you, Anthony. You make me a better guitar player.
Wow. We all learn from each other, and I feel it's all about listening, and hearing where the direction's going, and just kind of trying to complement what's happening, But that project was really fun because it was like everybody was contributing ideas, and some of us had like a foundation of a song, and we all built on it, and that was a really, really fun project.
And let's give quick shout outs to our former band members. This was a 6-piece band. I'm super proud of that because I've actually been in 2 6-piece menagerie at one point with 6 pieces too. And it's just, you guys know it's hard to keep 3 people together.
Right.
and so shout out to Jalinda. Also the wonderful, amazing mob individual, Brian Elio, has already been on the show, full circle. And then also Derek Bachman. Fantastic drummer, living in Grove or near there. So, wow. So 5 of the 6 have been on the show. That makes me so happy.
That's awesome.
And he doesn't just give you a smile.
Everything about what we're doing brings me a smile. I appreciate you asking. No, absolutely. But again, it's humbling to me to be able to have a guitar player like Anthony at the ready. So it doesn't surprise me that Kevin featured him on Lemon Limes. He's very versatile and very easy to work with too. There's no hangups. And you mentioned the Neverness hoax. The solidarity that was there was because you picked the right pieces for the project. Yeah. And that's why it worked more than anything else. But shout out to the gang.
Some of my best memories early on with Anthony is later on, a lot of shows we played together. We weren't in the same band, but we were in a band called Circles and Squares together for 2 years. And we were able to play Record Store Day twice. Our drummer worked for local independent records, and she put on the shows. So we got gigs with that, and it was such a fun time. I played bass in the band, which is very unorthodox. First band I've ever played bass in. So Anthony, talk about that, because your guitar playing, you really stepped out of your comfort zone for some of those tracks and really brought a lot of great stuff to it, man. You just killed it. I mean, just amazing hooks and, man, brought a wonderful mindset to that group.
I have to say, Glenn, that, I remember when we first met, and it's like a famous rock and roll story for us. He had placed this ad looking for a keyboard player, and I'm reading it, and it was experimental. So I responded and said, I play guitar, I don't play keyboards. And believe it or not, Glenn's like, yeah, well, come on down, bring your stuff, let's jam out. And I think when I look back, that was my first indication of the type of person that Glenn is. So when we got Circles and Squares going, I mean, it was fun. And Glenn is, the fact that he stepped away from his instrument, his main instrument, and picked up the bass, I mean, I was like, wow, you know, this guy really wants to, you know, do something. And so I think I've told you that before, Glenn, but you know, that was a learning thing for me with music and dealing with people, because you were just like, yeah, okay, I'll do this then, and you do that, you know, kind of thing. And but Circles and Squares was really that was a great band. It really was. You know, it was a 3-piece. We met Mandy through Independent because Glenn was there. So
shout out to Mandy Christensen.
Mandy Christensen, and just a fantastic band. It was really fun. Yeah.
And answering an ad, that's kind of like the Monkees, isn't it, Greno? You know,
it is.
But yeah, amazing. You know, it's an amazing story. You know, one thing I'm curious about, Anthony, and I ask everybody on the show this question: when did you first start playing? How old were you? And what was the motivation?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, so I started playing, like really took it seriously, somewhat seriously. It was in 7th grade. 7th and 8th grade, we had a guitar class as an elective, you know.
Fabulous. So, shout out to your school that did that.
Yeah, well, it was Gorman Junior High. It's no longer there anymore. But I can remember my first guitar teacher was Mrs. Smith, and she was, God bless her, just a wholesome, you know, woman. So we learned "Skip to My Lou" and you know, all those basic things. But it actually was teaching us the foundations of strumming and stuff. And then the next teacher we had, she was like a still a hippie. So we learned "Stairway to Heaven" and you know, "Hang On Sloopy" and all these songs that you're like, yeah, all right, now I'm learning something, you know, that you really enjoy.
That's great. And you know, it's amazing that your school was doing that at that time, because I share the same story. I started in junior high school as well in music class.
Right.
And you know, the arts are lost for whatever reason. I'm not going to go political, but yeah, you were very lucky. Do you? Yeah. And again, you know, shout out to your teachers who took the time. But I think we all went through that where you learned from more than one outlet. So I'm really, really glad you mentioned both sides of that coin, because I think one's as important as the other. I started Tom Dooley.
Yeah.
And learned that stuff. And got a cool guitar teacher after that.
Yeah.
I was a trumpet player, fellas.
Oh, right on.
Experience.
Twin Peaks, correct?
Yeah, but I started in 5th grade. They had 5th grade band. So we were still in Terra Bonita. We would go down because Twin Peaks and Terra Bonita were connected just by a little bud property, go down and you know, sheepishly go in with my trumpet. And then I switched to baritone. By 8th grade, guys, I had made my way to the drum section. And oh, by the way, full circle with this, to play drums next to a wonderful, talented drummer, guy named Joe Ponchetti. And Joe's birthday boy. Today, so we want to shout out to Joey. Yeah, so Joe. Just a wonderful musician. I mean, this guy was, man, it was intimidating.
Another legend of the 6'4".
He was so good when we were really young, and I was just getting started. But people like that, you need people like that. So shout out to Joe. But yeah, Anthony, that's wonderful that you had that experience so early on too, you know, and just got going with it, man. And you've kept going for, so it must be almost 40, 45 years, 40 something years. Going up to, you know.
Yeah, it's you know, long time. but guitars and instruments, I think it's just one of those things you never let go of, you know.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
What about some of the influences, just to piggyback on Vinny's question, especially early on? You know, I know we talk a lot about music, you know, in the bands that we were in and all the time that we played together, but kind of it's the early inception of what you were doing and things like that, or any early band names that you can remember? I remember the Anthony Davis group, and that wasn't Derek in that group, just to bring this even more full circle and crazy?
So yeah, he
incredible.
I was recording, and I was at the studio here in the Springs, and I needed a drummer. I was like, you know anybody who could put some drum tracks down? And Derek just happened to be like the in-house drummer. And so, you know, I let him listen to some of the tracks, and he was like, yeah, I could put something down and see what you think. Then we, you know, decided, well, hey, let's find a bass player. Let's try to get something going. And then that's how that kind of came to be, you know.
Cool.
So we got, you know, we played out a little bit in town. Back then, it was a little bit harder to like score gigs because it was just a different scene back then compared to now, you know.
Sure.
But so yeah, Derek was a part of that. We had our bass player was a guy named Randy Poe. He's a
photographer. I know Randy.
Yeah, so he's the photographer, right?
That's great.
Yeah.
Or no, Raven's Orchard, because that's the connection is Derek. Yes.
Oh yeah. Raven's Orchard. That's right. I remember you telling me about that.
Man, small world. Shout out to Randy, very talented photographer and musician. Man, the show, Vinny, this community just pleases me so much. So many.
And you haven't even mentioned the great Exacta Box.
Oh, right.
The fantastic anonymous collective band of Exacta Box, right? Photo finish.
So much fun. That was just Anthony and I.
That's what Glenn taught me about horse racing.
And we just met there with this drum set and Anthony on guitar. We did a couple, an EP, and
we sure did.
Finish, Vinny, that you had mentioned about, which we love. And then we had a lot of
hidden tracks. There's still some Mulligan tracks that we have on the back burner, and our man Anthony is on them.
Yes, sir. Oh, Vinny, I love the way you think. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot going on here in 66, isn't there?
We want to give a quick shout out to everyone that's watching and witnessing and enjoying the Sunday Spin. My name is Greno. His name is Vinny G. We got AD in the house, the original AD. And we're having so much fun on this Sunday. We hope you're having a really good Sunday. He's just making my day. I mean, these stories are fantastic, man. I love it. We haven't even got to hip bone yet, but we're sporting the gear, baby.
Right. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, definitely. So let's see. Yeah, Exacta Box. Oh, quickly, we did a project with Derek, too, that was called 70 East. And that was an instrumental thing that it was like Derek on drums, myself on bass, and Anthony on guitar. And it was one of those kind of like desert rock things. One of the things I love about Anthony's style, he reminds me of this guitar player for Yawning Man. I don't know if you guys know the band. They're legendary desert rock band. And their guitar player, Gary Arce, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, A-R-C-E. This guy is amazing. If you get a chance, check out Yawning Man. But Anthony's style very much complements him. It's a very fluid, especially Anthony, when you use a lot of your effects and the way that you approach harmonics and counterpoint. It's tremendous, my brother. Yeah, you guys get a chance, seek him out. But Anthony, you're one of my guitar heroes, baby. I mean,
our guitar hero. Absolutely. Right? I'm right with you there. Yeah.
It's unmistakable. Some of your licks that you come up with are just, you know, and your songwriting, you know, that's another thing, Vinny, you talked about is singing. Talk about songwriting for us. You know, how did that start to become a part of what you do and your bands and all that? Because, man, you're good at it.
Well, I try, you know. I don't know. I just, sometimes it comes out of you like in 30 minutes. You're like, wow, okay, I got this song. I have the lyrics, you know, it's all like pretty much complete. And then sometimes it can be a bit of a, a chore. It's like, you can get in a rut. You just can't quite finish it. You don't have the right words for it. So a lot of times they get put on the back burner and you revisit them, whenever the moment strikes. So I try to write songs. I try to, use the guidelines of others that have written songs and, and just kind of try to take in some of their ideas. Yeah, it's speaking of some of these bands like the Yawning Man, I'm gonna look them up and listen. But Glenn really introduced me to a whole nother world of like music, and these bands and groups and who I probably would have never thought to look into or anything. So that was really good. Yeah.
Cool. One thing I really want to mention, Anthony, is the solo EP that you did.
Yes.
Which was phenomenal. Very acoustic laden. I think it was 3 songs. Definitely the side to Anthony Davis that most people don't get. And it's some of your finest work. And it's always in my CD in my car. Just love that EP, brother. But I do want to ask you.
Recorded at your place, Glenn?
Yes, Anonymous Collective, baby. Right here, where we make the magic. I'm going to bow out just so you guys can get a little glimpse there. We do.
Right.
You guys know it well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir. We recorded that right here.
I remember.
What you came up with. And, man, what a treat to be a part of all that, man. But you're right, Vinny. So unique. I got a chance to play on a
what I wanted to ask Anthony is, Anthony, what was it like to make a solo record? I mean, how did you feel about it on the onset? I can identify. Never really wanted to make one until circumstances were that I had to make one. Were there reservations? Were you scared? What were your feelings like at the time? Were you excited?
I was excited, yeah. And it's a little bit like, because it's just you. So now you're thinking, well, I don't, I need a drummer. I need a keyboard player kind of thing, where you're thinking about trying to incorporate other musicians just to lay the track down. And it's kind of a cool process, a little bit of work that goes into that, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing another solo, album project.
Anonymous Collective is waiting with open arms, my friend.
We are. Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, what's next on the agenda, Anthony? I mean, once the world gets back to normal and, fingers crossed, we're around the corner.
Yeah, right.
What are the future plans for AD?
Well, with Hipbone, we had a pretty good thing going. We were we had done territory days like 2 years in a row, and actually a direct like a guy from one of the ski resorts here in Colorado saw us and had us up in Breckenridge for a few months, where we were playing like every other weekend. And that was really a fun experience. We played to a lot of people, and we were just kind of in the background. We were just there playing, but it was really a great experience. And then, this COVID thing came along and really put a halt to everybody, So we're hoping to, once everything clears up, we're actually looking for a bass player. Our bass player, Jason, who me and Glenn.
Blue Fur.
Blue Fur. We played, and but anyway, he moved his family to Florida. So
shout out to Jason.
Yeah, shout out to Jason. But right now it's me and Thomas. who I met through a friend, and it just, 7 years going now. We hooked up, and it all worked. So, me and him are just looking for a bass player, and then hopefully, to get back out there and start, making some noise again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was
Shout out.
hoping to do something with you, Glenn, with your band, but I guess that's kind of changed. And
Oh yeah, Menagerie. Yeah, no more for now. But
Yeah.
nothing's ever. My bands always go on hiatus. They're never really broken up unless it's something that where someone's just gone for out of music or something. There's always the possibility. But man,
You can always get the hot glue gun out again, right?
6 with a band called Skinny Mulligans, baby. That's really my focus right now. I'm blessed to be a part of that, working with Vinny super hard on this record. And yeah, it's been my joy and my focus for the most of about 3 or 4 months. I did do like 3 albums last year of solo stuff, but I'm on Mulligans now, baby.
It's an exciting time, isn't it?
Glen's been putting out.
So Anthony, any shout outs, brother?
What's that?
You got any shout outs?
Oh, geez.
Take your time.
Shout out to all the beautiful and wonderful people that I've met and got to play with. And I mean, the list is really long.
Big time.
So, they know who they are. Because I remember our times together, and just all the experiences that I've had on this journey with music,
Yeah.
Yeah, and the journey's far from over, and the good times are going to start again, Anthony. Don't worry about that. Yeah. So anyway, couldn't be happier for you, Anthony. You look fantastic. Life in 719 is good.
Yeah. Can't complain. Can't complain.
It's awesome, man. Hey, you guys, we've been tuning into the Sunday Spin. We want to give a little love out to some people, especially the folks at What's Left Records. The Ostro Brothers always selling you killer vinyl Tuesday through Sunday, 11 to 7. They're only closed on Mondays. We got our friends Grooves Records in San Francisco. And I think they're just online right now, but let's keep our fingers crossed. California you guys are opening more stuff, right? So there's a chance that maybe Grooves get their groove on. Exactly.
Yeah. Rough hole.
Powered by Stables Media.
Local businesses.
Yep. Powered by Stables Media. We love you, Tony Russo. We love you, 64. All the Poway folks. Oh, next week, before we forget, a couple of Sunday Spin things. And Anthony's going to be really excited. And Anthony, we want to ask you something in a second about future show. But before we let you go, we want to let people know that we are now at 4 p.m. Pacific. Vinny's a ball player, man. He's got things to do on Sundays. And I'm doing tap dancing. So Sundays, 4 p.m. That's 7 on the Eastern Block. Okay. That's point number 1. Point number 2, next week is Sunday on Saturday, because Sunday's Easter, and I like Easter Bunny. And I'm going to be drugged up on Easter candy, so we can't be doing that. Okay, so about Saturday night, we're going to do Saturday Night Spin. We're super excited, right, Vinny?
Nice.
Saturday night's all right for fighting, right?
Yep, and that's going to be with Lanny Garcia, another friend from Albuquerque. It's actually our bass player from Menagerie, and Andrew Silva. It's his cousin. He's always playing music. Vinny, you'll love him. That's going to be a great show. So that's next Saturday. We don't really know what time. So stay tuned on our Facebook page. We love all the comments, all the love that you guys give us every week. Tune in on. So please subscribe. Stables Media channel. Facebook, we're always on. We got our little page on there. We got wonderful guests all next month. And especially tune in. Vinny, keep your ears closed. Just kidding. On April 25th. So that's what, a month from today. We're going to have a very special birthday edition of the Sunday Spin because my boy is turning 30. That's right.
Yeah, again,
Vinny G turning 30.
Yeah, it's the AARP special. More to come.
Anthony, is there any place that people can access the music of Hipbone?
Well, right now, all we have going is on Reverb Nation.
Okay.
And
That's
you
great.
can type in Hipbone and click on the link, and there you go.
Fantastic. Oh, man.
I just want to throw this in. We're about to finish up our new album.
Woo woo!
Right before Jason left, so all the bass is done and everything. So I definitely get you guys a copy.
We're all about it. If you go on, we'll do a little album release on the Sunday Spin.
Yeah, we'll have them on album release week.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'd love to have Tom on too, your bandmate Tom.
Yeah, definitely.
And your new bass player, Nikki Sticks. Nikki might be available, man. Dude, there's some good bass players in this town. Well, we'll have to talk off the air, okay?
Okay, all right.
I want to say, and just so Vinny and Anthony know, since I'm the commander of this production ship right now, as far as seeing all the people that are watching, thank you guys for the comments, the love, all that. Man, a lot of people have been checking this show out, Anthony. So we're blessed. Man, Vinny, that new time slot. You did it again, man.
It's one time, baby, right? No, seriously, thank you guys. It's a joy to do this show, but it wouldn't be worth doing without our guests and without people tuning in. So thanks for the kind words, man. We really appreciate it.
And thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate it. You guys are doing some really good, big, great things are coming. I know it.
For all of us, brother, for all of us. And thank you for your time, Anthony. We love you, brother.
Love you too. Yeah.
Fantastic show, you guys. Thank you so much. My name is Greno. His name is Vinny G. We had the wonderful Anthony Davis, or AD. It's been the Sunday Spin. Go check out your March Madness brackets. I know you've been cheating this whole time, all you little boogers. We'll see you guys next week. We love you. Again, Saturday night spin. So grab a beer. Oh, yes, Vinny, I love it. So grab a beer. Get your edibles going, and next Saturday night, hang out with Vinny G and Greno on the Stables Network, baby. We're so proud to be a part of it. We love you guys. We'll see you next week. We're going to end this for now, but shalom until next time. And as Greno always says, stay sexy, baby.
Peace.
Oh, so fun.